Nice.
Yeah. Okay, are we all ready?
Yeah, man, it's cool.
Yep.
Welcome to Off the Stage Podcast.
And welcome to Off the Stage Podcast. It's the show where we take musicians off the stage and into the pub to talk about the ins and outs of the music world. We're back at the ISIS with the fantastic, let me get this right, Tired of Fighting. Oh, there we go. So this will be Tired of Fighting's second time on here. Is that
It is
correct?
the second,
Yes.
second appearance.
Yeah.
Yes. Your third appearance.
My third appearance.
Yes, I think this is the record so far. I think you're the most... that's fine, because we like you. So.
Oh.
I think Scott's up there, but he's being a host at some point as well.
Yeah, so that doesn't count. Because technically that means we would be the most...
Yeah.
Yeah, used to have definitely appeared. Honestly.
That's true.
But last time there was only two of yous. Now we have a third member.
Yes, that's true.
Is this the drummer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also the drummer of Blame Yourself.
Yes, that's why I'm thinking, is it tired of fighting? Is it blame yourself?
Yeah.
It's just tired of blaming yourself. I don't know.
In fact, one time we appeared on Radio Lou, which is a Spark Sunderland sort of punky show sort of thing, and we appeared as Tired of Fighting. And it was like, in a couple of weeks, we've got a band called Blame Yourself, but it didn't. It was like don't tell him.
We were
don't.
yeah,
It was
you
just
guys
like
were just like
we just turned up like a couple of weeks later, basically exactly the same people.
That's...
It's fine. I mean, if you can get the chance to promote two bands in one, then it's it's two birds, one stone kind of thing. So,
Exactly.
exactly.
But just for any new listeners that we might have on this episode, who are Tired of Fighting? What do you do in the band? What's your job roles?
I am Nick, and I sing and play guitar.
I'm George and I attempt to play bass.
I'm Kevin, I play drum.
Yeah. Mint. Cool. And then the first question we normally get is, what are you drinking?
I'm on lightning dust.
Okay.
Lightning Dust, do you know who that is? Whose that is?
No.
No. I'm on a Darwin Brewery chocolate and vanilla stout.
Is that nice?
5% ABV, it's okay.
I'm just going to leave that with me not knowing who. Just tell us.
I don't know who it is, that's why I'm
I thought you knew. This is called lightning dust.
It wasn't like a pop quiz.
Do
Do you know who that is?
Famous one.
I'm drinking a pint of Diet Coke by the Coca-Cola Company.
I've got a can of PB&J sour, and I am very much on the fence with
smells.
what that is.
It smells amazing.
We had
horrible.
we had a try of it before, but it smells of the peanuts, but it tastes of the jam. It's a weird, and you're just like,
I'm going to get through this.
No, I love a sour beer. Like I really like
Like
a
a
sour
good sour.
beer. Like weird ones
Yeah.
as well. Like
They've got a stout sour downstairs as well at the minute.
a stout. What?
Yeah, now I'd try and pronounce it, but I'm sure last time we tried that, James nearly got cancelled because it's a really...
it has like N's and G's in it basically. And it's quite.
Whoa!
You've got to be really slow at like
couple of
it's like
E's and
Swedish.
R's and
It's
stuff
like quite
like that.
like it's like Swedish sounding. So it's just like.
I don't know if that got bleeped out from last week's episode, but...
I love it. In fact, I remember scrolling through Facebook one time and Vault City was like 20% off. You spent over 50 quid. It's like, right, I'm doing it. So I got an entire case, and one of them was a raspberry and blueberry cola bottle sour, and it turned my poo green.
Yeah, they are unbelievable, those Vault Cities though. But like nowadays, like I used to be like 10 years ago, but when I was a little bit younger, I could just drink them no problem. Now I get flipping heartburn after 2 sips. It's just like it's quite like very toxic waste, you know, the sweet toxic waste.
Yeah.
It's like very like that kind.
Well, it's funny enough. They give me heartburn too. I just didn't realise it, and I now have to take drugs for the rest of my life.
On top of the drugs of the alcohol.
Yeah.
Like you double it down.
Normally we've got the questions like your biggest influences, but as we said, we've already had you on before, so I kind of don't want to repeat the same questions.
Totally fine.
Just got to put a spotlight on Kev this time.
Yeah, I might just ask you all the questions, mate. But I was looking for your Spotify earlier, and I was just interested that Night Dwellers has got your most streams, and then it's Tired of Failing. What promotional differences did you do between different songs? How come one's a bit higher up than the others?
On Night Dwellers, we had like a marketing person on board who put it on tons and tons and tons of playlists. Which is what got that number up quite high. Tired of Failing was just purely ourselves.
All right.
Just trying to get the word out.
Did you release Tired of Failing after Night Dwellers?
No, Tired of Failing was our first single.
All right.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm also going to actually tell the truth here. So our one of our biggest fans called Scott McLeod. Hi Scott, if you're listening. Basically said, look, I'm just going to play this over and over and over and over and over again. We didn't ask him to.
It happens.
But,
we get it a lot as well.
But he just said, I'm just going to play this up because I want you to get more views because I love your band. So that's probably why.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Fake it till you make it. Did you know? And I can't remember where I heard this. I'm sure it was on some TikTok. But did you know Taylor Swift's first gold platinum album or whatnot? Her dad bought like thousands of CDs to make it go that way.
Really?
She's made her money. So basically, her dad was like, look how good, like how much she sells these things. Like she basically bought her own CDs, or her dad bought her own CDs just to make it seem that she was like more popular than what she actually was.
That's
and
crazy.
Then because that was happening, she was like, oh, this is young girl selling like thousands of written CD. That's like fantastic. And then people were like taking interest in it. So damn right, Scott. Help people out. Fake it till you make it.
Shout out to Scott as well. Our last gig at the Grove in Newcastle, he did a 4-hour round trip to come and see us. So
Oh, what a guy.
They're the kind of people you want in life.
Scott and Allens.
Yeah,
That's what you want.
yeah, that's it.
And I think as writers, I think some I don't know. People say that you've got to have very thick skin to be, but I find it the opposite. I have a very thin skin. I'm an emotional person. I feel things.
So,
and sometimes you have days where you think, why do I do this? I'm fucking shit. I'm awful. But then he turned up to me at that concert and he said please don't forget your music matters and your music is important to me. I was like, that's cool as fuck.
Yeah. That's really good.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing with, like you say, with wanting to be that emotional thing, but you can't because you've been told you've got to be thick-skinned. But I think there's two different types of musicians. There's the god tier ones where everyone's like, I want to be that person. And then there's the relatable person, and I want to talk to that person. And there's a lot more people who are kind of like, I like to get along with that, like your Oasises. They're the kind of like, oh, look at how cool they are because they do all this. Whereas, I personally would rather sit down with you guys and just be like, oh, so this is what this song's about, this is what the personal is, and you get a bit more in depth with it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I like that connection between musicians to fans rather than just like, oh, well, they're untouchable, they're the big names kind of thing. And
totally.
I think there's two routes around it. There's nothing wrong with it. Emotional.
No, it's absolutely not. I'm definitely a people pleaser. It's all about kind of individuality and kind of got to be yourself and stuff like that as well. The minute someone is a little bit critical, okay, I'm going to change myself just to fit you, just to make you happy. I've got to learn to kind of not, okay, no problem, and then just keep focused on my thing. I'm terrible at it, honestly.
Tough industry.
Yeah, it is.
But so just going back to the Spotify thing, even if he put it on repeat for a week, I'm sure you have to have it on for 24 hours straight to get about 100, 200 straight. That's still 15,000 in there.
Oh, okay. Then
so even if he did 2,000, that's still 13,000. It's a good marketing team he had on before.
I mean, people genuinely people seem to like that song.
It's really good.
People seem to say just oh, that's my. Yeah, people seem to like it.
We've always got people saying it's on their regular rotation, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a personal favourite for Chocolate, to be fair.
I love Chocolate as a song. I don't think we've got the best out of it yet.
Right.
I don't know if we should say this now, sort of thing, but we've got a plan to sort of release an album at some point, which is going to be a collection of everything we release, sort of thing, but making it the shiniest, coolest version that we possibly. Yeah. So
I have been thinking of the same thing.
Yeah.
I released an album, but it sounds more like a demo thing. But there's 4 or 5 songs where I'm like, they had really good potential and I kind of didn't do it.
Yeah.
Whereas the stuff I'm doing now is better. And I kind of want to release, whether it's an EP or just bonus singles.
Yeah.
But how would you do it? Would you take it down or would you go Chocolate 2.0?
Well, again,
Sorry, James, I'll let you talk in a second.
No, it's all right. I was going to... no.
Go on, James.
No, I'll let you finish.
Okay.
I think what we... by the way, please feel free to comment to say, this is a stupid idea, don't do this. But what I'm thinking is, obviously, people still love those versions, so keep that. If you... for example... some people like... for example, Nirvana, there was, those box sets where it's just like the demos and stuff, and just like some people really like those, even though they're raw sort of things, and just not necessarily raw, just sound different. People might connect with those songs, so I don't want to take that away from them, but also to have this other version as well. It's our newer sound, because it's funny that the reason that I thought about doing this is because I don't want to upset you guys, but we were on another podcast. But we were thinking about you the whole time.
Well then.
Well, okay, technically, the song was on another podcast, so we weren't on the podcast, but the song was being featured, so that's okay. And it was the guy from the Wonder Years on, and like he was kind of like bobbing his head, but kind of like not really into it. And he was kind of like, "Oh, I like the kind of restrained guitars sort of thing." And I was looking at it as like, the guitars aren't supposed to be restrained. This is supposed to be like a really big song, and it really sometimes, again, we talk about thin skin and thick skin and stuff, but sometimes constructive criticism or hearing the thing that you need to hear is gold. Because I heard someone say that, and I'm like, you're right. It's this restrained thing, and it's not supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I ended up having a chat with our producer, sort of thing. And it turns out that we'd been on different pages, but neither of us had kind of said stuff. And I was kind of like, I want it to be this big sound. He was like, oh no, I can make it massive. It's just, I thought you were going for this like lo-fi sort of sound. And I was like, oh, weird. So so now the next single we're going to release, Branches, we've decided this sound sort of thing. And it sounds like really cool sort of thing. Yeah. So that's why I'm really excited to sort of like get new shinier versions of these sort of things with like to get like all the oomph out of it kind of thing.
I think what I was going to say before was I think that the longer you have a song, that like if you record a song, even if you're happy with it, the longer you have it, the more you kind of think, maybe I could have done that, or maybe so if you're doing like brand new shiny versions, you've got that opportunity to really like bring out the same song, but it's like to produce it differently, it just brings out more different feelings of that song.
And also Kev is our drummer, but he hasn't drummed on he hasn't drummed on any of these, so it's kind of like, oh yeah, that's another reason why I don't want to take that. I don't want to erase our past sort of thing, and just obviously the other members of the band, it's really important, it's part of our journey, but I also want to hear Kev's version of that on it, and to that be
it's going to be chocolate Kev's version.
Bring
it back.
Do exactly what you said though, like, cause obviously I've been a big fan of the band before I joined, but listening to what was played before, and then when I've been learning it and thinking, oh, that would be cool here, or that little bit would be there, or this little fill, or this little bit. I've done that with every song, and it's like, I feel like the sound different.
Yeah,
but it's
you've added something extra to
your
it.
part of it.
I still do it now. I play live and I think, I'll try that.
Yeah.
And then if it works, I'm like, oh, I'll do that again.
Yeah,
such a good drum,
and then it just becomes something that I'll just do all the time.
It brings a whole new energy to this.
Yeah.
He makes me smile when I hit it. Just like every song, I'll hear it, and I'm like, okay, right, we're cooking tonight, kind of thing.
So obviously, if you've got a sound that you want to aspire to with the songs you've already got, when you're playing live, do you currently play to how it currently sounds, or do you play to how you want it to sound?
Well, the thing is that the live sound hasn't really changed. So I think it's just like a few people said, just like as a 3-piece, just like when we lock in together, we sound really, really big, but it's just getting that on record sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
it's different medium, innit? It's like completely different.
Like how I play guitar sort of thing. I play kind of chords and lead at the same time sort of thing, but then when it's recorded,
it's muddled in, isn't it? It's like you need like the rhythm,
and then the lead,
and then you need a lead after it, just to separate it, if anything. Just because in the mix, if it gets all into one, you want to kind of live, you can get the leady bits with the trebly bits that stands out, but on a record, it's much harder to get like the signals kind of cross in between.
Yeah,
I think I know what.
That's the smart version of saying that.
I think I know what I'm talking about.
I think I followed that.
Yeah.
So it's what I'm learning, doing my recordings currently.
How are you getting on with that?
Good.
Cool.
I'm just keeping everything under wraps for now because I'm starting a new.
Are you still home recording your stuff? Or are you home demo recording and going on?
I'm recording whatever we're doing live, and I'm just basically taking everything I've done live because I love the energy, and I'm just basically overdubbing it, and then it gets to the point where everything is not live and everything's just in the studio.
Right.
But you still get that live feeling, but you get the quality of the
studio.
Of a studio full recording.
You still keep like the crowd in the background?
No.
So it's not live.
No, it's not live. It's just the energy of the live.
Yeah.
Just blemished.
Okay.
It's the most difficult thing, just trying to get that live out, because the recording process is such a weird thing, because music is this visceral sort of experience that we have together, sort of thing, and then what you do is, right, I'm going to take away all the atmosphere, everything out, in a room that has no echo, no ambience at all, and just like, right, there you go, and it's just like
artificially bringing the energy through flipping plugins and shit like that. It's like weird.
It's like even doing drums. It's like with the Tired of Fighting song. It's the first time I've recorded in like sections. Like usually I would just do full takes.
Yeah.
So doing the intro like 20 times, and then moving on to the first verse 20 times, and it's like after the 10th time you kind of think, oh fucking hell. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, bouquet, get a bouquet. It's like it takes everything away, and you've got to like stop and be like, right.
Let's do it like
think.
Let's do it
and
clinical.
then
Let's be clinical. Let's no emotion in this. Just clinical.
Think and count, but try to make it feel alive. But also it's got to be
within reason.
It's definitely an art form.
There and then. So this is the first time I've done it like that, and it does sound clearer and better. But I am quite enjoying it because it's like I can kind of take each thing as like, right, I can like really go for it.
Yeah,
you've got to take. Yeah, sorry,
but also that is a great thing to work with George as a producer, because sorry.
What I was going to say is you've got to take a break for when you're doing it like that, because when you come back to listen as a fresh mind, you think, actually no, that does sound really good, because when you're doing it clinically, you're sick of your flipping life. Anyway, sorry, I had to get that out there.
No, it's just that's a great thing with working with George, because like he's a perfectionist sort of thing. Like in it like.
It was
needs to be right.
6 takes in, I was like, right, I've nailed it. He's like, do another one. I'm like, really?
I love working with George, going and recording, because he's like such a great musician, and I have these bass lines that I'm never like 100% on. I don't think anybody ever really is 100% on what they go into a studio with. And he'll just say, have you thought about like putting it here or dropping down here or like something like that? And it's always amazing, and it changes the shape of the tune for me. And I carry that into live shows after that and stuff. It's like, I mean, I love doing it for that reason.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when we did the new one, it was like, first listen to the track through, we went, try that. And it was like, yeah.
And
instantly.
It immediately makes the song better.
Yeah. That's good when you've got a producer that can do that.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll take a short break. We'll come back to part 2. We've got a couple of Q&As. And we'll see you in the next section.
Yeah.
We're back, baby!
I never know who was actually like listening to that recently. I can't remember how long ago we had that in. We're back, baby.
Oh, it's definitely over a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's quite a while.
I'm sure it was like episode 20 something.
Yeah, that's right. It's quite early. Anyway, welcome back to side 2, ladies and gentlemen. We've got questions for people, haven't we?
Yes,
so
we do.
You've got questions on your little laptop thing.
My little laptop thing.
Yeah. I was just riff this bit because I don't know how you start the second part.
Normally like this. Welcome back to the Off the Stage podcast. I'm Conor Michael. This is James Berry, and we're still with Tired of Fighting. You okay, guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. James always sounds deflated when he does the intros, and it's really weird.
I didn't realise it sounded deflated. I thought I was relatively chipper.
It was kind of like laid back, kind of like sitting in like an armchair with a pipe, just like.
Well, you're halfway into your first pint, you're nice and relaxed. And
Join me now.
It's where the night flows, isn't it? It's like
it's the Bob Dylan way of doing it, isn't it?
It's absolutely.
Just like,
there you go.
There we go. I'll have that. I'll take that.
Just before we go on this, actually, right? I was nearly late today, or I was adamant I was, and it turns out I wasn't, and I was early for once, right? And this is the reason I thought I was going to be late. So my stepdaughter is getting really, really, really excited for April Fool's Day.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I was getting ready to go out, and then we heard the letterbox go. She went, "Oh, what's that? Connor, there's a letter for you." I was like, "Oh, is there? That's great." So I got a letter come through, and I was kind of pissing myself laughing for a bit because she's getting ready for thingy.
Right.
She was been banging on about April Fool's Day, and this is the reason I was going to be late. I got a letter from Ed Sheeran.
Wow.
It says, "Dear Conor Michael Walsh, it's Ed. I nominated you for #1 fan. I hope you will join me for a cuppa at Starbucks at 8:30 a.m. I would love to discuss doing a duet sometimes on April Fools. Yours gracefully, Ed Sheeran."
I love how she calls it April Fools. As if it's like, this is the perfect, he's never going to find this.
Definitely going to show up with that song.
Yeah.
I can't stress enough. I'm never going to take the piss out of her for that. I thought that was like comedy genius.
Yeah, that was quite
and I might still just go to Starbucks just because I'm like, you know what? I got me letter.
Well, I've got the Ed Sheeran filter now, so like you're gonna.
There you go. Might pull it back.
Yeah.
Look, I'm with Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Like he's a very strange ginger wizard.
Oh, that was fun before.
That's really good.
Sorry. So yeah, first question we've got on part 2 is, what's your favourite gig story? I'm gonna try and narrow this down to one of your band's gig stories rather than one you've just attended.
Definitely Dunfermline.
Yeah.
Sonny Dunny.
What happened?
What happened to Sonny Dunny?
The Gotham Hotel or whatever. Oh. And whatever the bar was called. It was all it was the most terrifying experience of my life. Shout out to Dunfermline, we love you.
Oh yeah, because we went.
It's not even a gig; it's the hotel we stayed in while playing.
We went
the hotel.
Dunfermline. So we went at the hotel, but it was like a bar as well. So, but like, the drinks were on offer, obviously, but they were obviously did these really strong cocktails. So these like proper burly blokes were drinking like these pink drinks, like these like pink cocktail things, like out of half pint glasses or something. And my hair was dyed like red, as in red. Yeah.
Crimson.
And they were like, "All right, Ed Sheeran," and it was like, "What?" And like, so yeah, we signed in, and then like we went upstairs, and like, and I was all right with it, but apparently you said it was
right. I sent this picture to my wife. I said, "This is at the front of the hotel. You won't be able to see this on camera unless I come right up to you." But I said, like, consider this window. Now imagine how the rest of the hotel smells. Basically, it just smelled like chip fat, like
it's because
so strongly.
The restaurant was on the second floor.
Yeah, in the middle of the hotel, there was an Italian restaurant, and they set the fryers going as soon as we arrived.
Lovely.
And it was the most intense smell. Like I was actually gagging, which doesn't really happen for me.
To the point where George was frantically ringing other hotels.
I don't think I can do this. But the absolute funniest moment was the gig was a thing in itself. But then we got back to the hotel and we put Family Guy on the TV that was hanging off the wall at an angle.
God.
Nick had made himself this makeshift bed off like a
table and a chair, like strategically sort of aligned.
Yeah.
So
and using a towel as a bed sheet. I just went to Kev. Is that bin lid bent up?
Yeah, it was like
like a pedal bin, and somebody like prized it open.
Instead of using the pedal, they just like bent the lid.
They'd forgotten how bin
pedals worked
There
or
was the
something.
guy banging on the fence.
Oh,
about 2 in the morning.
There was like a metal gate on the door, and it was just banging for ages all through the like early morning as well.
Because he'd missed the curfew, obviously, for the for the hotel.
Let me in.
I remember texting you saying this is fucking mad. This like
It was so intense.
3 in the morning. I was like, I don't know how to do this.
So intense. Yeah.
And there was also that on the same weekend, the night before, where it was the hostel.
Oh, the hostel in Glasgow. Yeah, that was an experience.
Changes the question.
Well.
The favourite hotel story.
Yeah.
So
we'll get on it. But
this is brilliant.
But yeah, so our manager, shout out to Will, who's fucking amazing, by the way. But are we allowed to swear or not?
Of course you can.
Yeah, of course.
I think we've done it a little.
Just like that ship has sailed. But he had booked us like this private room in this hostel, but like they'd screwed up the booking, so we were in a room of like 12, and I'd had this throat problem, so like which exacerbated it. But like when I snore. Yeah. So like I would, and it was 2 in the morning, and obviously we'd had a few drinks after the show, sort of thing, and I was just filling this room with. like that, and like everyone was just sick of their life. And
the funniest, the end, how that ended. The funniest thing was it was about 7 a.m. and this guy like clapped twice, really loudly, woke everybody in the dorm up, and
just
then
so
got up
I
and
would
left.
just so I would be awake, just so. Oh, that's him. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Cut that. But
he just went. And then,
he just clapped really loud just because he so wanted me to not be asleep anymore. Just to the torture that poor man must have been through for the past 8 hours was But what show was that?
There was a guy next to me. It was Glasgow.
Yeah, that was a really good show. Actually,
it was a really good show.
There was a guy where my bunk was. There was like a locker here, and like my pillow was here, and I was like, I kind of opened my eyes, and I heard this noise. And as I looked up, we were like this far away, and he was just looking at us. And I was like, I'm just gonna close my eyes.
But didn't you just like it was the whole situation of just like we were with like 11 other strangers, and my snore was just everywhere.
We're a bit drunk. Yeah.
Didn't you just start giggling at like 2 o'clock in the morning?
Well, that's the thing, because we were at this venue till like 4 a.m. as well, because they were just feeding us pizza.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got free pizza. Yeah.
And cocktails and stuff. Like
yeah.
That's my worst nightmare. Not the pizza and cocktails. The staying like in the same room as like complete strangers. Like I couldn't do it. No.
Is that because you snore as well? Are you scared you get like robbed?
Possibly, yeah. But I don't know. It's just
mine's a snoring fear because I'm the same. I can just be like a train all night.
Yeah, I guess disturbing other people. Like it just wouldn't.
I feel awkward if I woke up the next day and everybody's just like,
yeah.
This is a long night.
That's basically what it would just
especially if there's angry Glaswegians. Like there's nothing.
No, I think it was angry Swedish people.
Angry Swedish.
Because there was an Austrian female cycling team.
That's it. Yeah, angry.
Oh, like angry Austrian. Yeah, I'd never get the Austrians angry.
Happened once.
Never again.
Should we talk about actual music stories rather than? So favorite gig stories. I don't know. Oh, we could be. There was the Macarena.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't invent that, did you?
No, that would have been cool, though, wouldn't it?
Favorite gig story? Well, we invented the Macarena on stage.
We get a lot of times of people singing our Nick's lyrics back at us. But it's because it's fresh in my mind. Probably my favourite moment of like the last couple of years is, well, the first thing that sticks out is your first gig at Bobbick's.
That was really
That was incredible because Kev was gig ready in one practice. Like,
it was insane. Well, so I kind of fucked up Kev's initiation into the band sort of thing, because in my head he was clearly in the band, but I just forgot to tell him. Like, because after the gig he was like, so how did I do? I think he kind of maybe thought that was your audition, when in our head you were already clearly in the band. Mm-hmm. But I was like, oh yeah, you're in the band. Yeah. But
the other one, because it's fresh in my mind, is I mentioned it before, that gig at the Grove in Newcastle a couple of months ago.
That was really cool.
We had like 60 odd people there to see us, 3 other incredible bands on the bill. And we always close the set at the moment with the song Hollow, and everybody was singing the last line, like, because all the music drops out and then it's just Nick, and everybody was way louder than Nick, like, which is pretty hard to do. That was a really cool feeling.
That's good.
Yeah,
like them ones. Is that the type of one where you'd be able to just take a step back and let them sing it, or do you still have to sing with them?
He could have done.
I could have done. But I like singing. So.
Fair enough. So we got a couple of Instagram questions. Okay, only a couple, but a couple's enough. At Joan Baylor says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much has Nick liked his Saturday singing alongs with wine reviews? He knows.
He knows.
Okay, so my very good friend Chris Story and I, sometimes we drink wine together over Facebook. Ooh. And we're like, what wine are you drinking tonight? Or he's like, what wine should I have tonight? And he sends me a photo of like the options. I'm like, oh, go for the Gary Barlow tonight, Chris. See what that's like. And then we drunkenly sing boy band songs to each other, and it's an absolute highlight of my Saturday night. Let me just
it's adorable is what it is.
that does sound quite romantic, actually. Like, wine and boy bands, just like
considering Chris is in a very good black metal band. Yeah.
Good contrast. And then Mrs. Berry Insta asked, and apparently this is reference to the last time you were on the episode.
Okay.
Would you rather bathe in gravy for a week or wear an outfit made entirely of parsnips for a week?
Parsnips.
Yeah, an outfit made entirely of parsnips.
The parsnips would smell better.
Yeah.
Was it?
Although
definitely...
if you were going for a fake tan, that would be a quick fix.
Can you imagine gravy coming out your shower head though? Or
Yeah,
just,
that'd be
a bath
mint.
full of gravy and lying in it. And it's hot.
It would just glue
The thing is,
back.
like,
just put cold
There'd be
gravy.
no
just,
water
you
pressure.
just have honestly,
No
just have a
gravy
KFC
pressure.
bucket. You just like, just like, be my highlight of my I'll have wine, but be gravy.
Yeah, but as we discovered from the last podcast, I don't like gravy.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Yeah.
But, it was mainly my outrage, to be fair.
It
It was a big topic of conversation last time.
I mean, the last time I said I'd rather parsnips than gravy on a Sunday dinner.
And then I was like, what? Slam me drink down.
Stand by it.
I
So on the same logic, I would choose the gravy bath because I don't think I could get to Tuesday before the parsnips are all eaten up. You know, it's like, naked for 6 more days.
Yeah, suit with parsnips.
Yeah, it's an easy choice. That. I do like parsnips.
Parsnips are good. I
I
had
do
some before I
like
came out today.
like an award show. Like, you know how Lady Gaga came with like a meat dress? It's like a parsnip dress. It's like,
Yeah, that could be like.
Would it be like a suit? Like an actual 3-piece suit?
imagine so.
You could do that
However
for
you
like
sew your
shaved
parsnips
parts.
I think it'd be more like chainmail, wouldn't it? You'd have to connect it like chainmail.
It's a lot of parsnips.
It is a lot of parsnips, but it'd be a lot of gravy for a bath. Like.
Yeah.
I think it'd take a lot less effort to do the bath of gravy than it would to make chainmail parsnips.
Yeah,
There wasn't labour involved in this hypothetical.
They both
Like
just
somebody
said-
else is doing the labour part.
The parsnip wizard made the parsnip suit in this scenario.
You just got to do the bathing or the wearing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so.
You wear a hat, just go parsnip hat. Just you don't. It's optional, but like you would.
Big parsnips with shoes.
If you're committed, you know.
Parsnip cane.
Yeah, parsnip
I'll
cane.
go for the full thing. Little handbags.
Yeah.
The parsnip pimp. And we got a few questions from last week's guest, which was. Don't change. We did it on Thursday. He's got a constant issue of forgetting people's names.
Hang on.
It's on the tip of your tongue. I believe in you.
Was it Ben Brannan?
There you go.
I'm sure.
From Ben Brannan.
Was that not last week's?
That's what I just said.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
I mean, down to that, I was like, we just recorded the episode like 3 days ago. It should be fine.
Right, no, okay, yeah.
First question is, when you're playing live with the band, do you like to improv and mess about with the studio arrangement parts live?
Well, as Kev chucks things in. No, I don't really, because I get very nervous, so I'm just trying to. Well, and also like when I sing, I'm kind of like I.
Take it back. It was Nick Gladish.
Yes, I knew. I was thinking that because I'm sure last Thursday you asked that question. I got confused and I assumed it was Ben Brannan. I've got that one right. So yeah, Nick Gladish.
Oh, my hand up, that guys. Sorry, continue.
Like
I'm not going crazy.
I have a live version of the song that I kind of know. So no, I don't fuck around with it that much, to be honest.
Yeah.
No.
I do. I like to chuck bits in, like whatever I'm feeling at the time.
Yeah.
Blast beat, double pedal, extra drum fills, whatever. Or it's just. I think
Part of live, innit?
I think you can kind of tell how like when we played Bannerman's the first time Bannerman's, and it was just like I knew there was bits that were going to go really well, so it's like I'll play that bit slower, or I'll do that bit, or I'll do this fill here because I know they're going to love it and stuff. But then if I'm not really feeling it, or if I know if the crowd are a bit cold or whatever, I'll just like play it
Yeah.
how it is. So if there's something I've been thinking of for the last week,
Try and see how it goes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll mix rhythms and stuff up a little bit. Usually I'll just follow him.
Yeah.
I'll try and step
You two
in
have
with-
to stay together,
step
don't you,
in
really?
with him as much as I can, kind of thing.
But I think
rhythm-wise.
George's energy when we play live is like mad. Sort of, he's like So I suppose that's also the way that you.
I suppose I move around so much, it probably naturally changes the way I play it every time, probably.
Just to add an extra bit on this for yourself, Nick, when you're frontman in the band, do you have like set crowd engagement sections where you're like, right, this is the song you guys can sing along to, or do you just make it up with and go, do you know what, actually I want you guys to clap along to this now, or is that kind of stuff preempted?
We don't do much like crowd engagement clapping. Like that, there's a certain section in the song called "Tired of Failing" where kind of like a clap can happen, but we don't kind of contract. Kind of if it happens, it happens sort of thing, I guess. But I suppose like there's certain. My patter is rehearsed, so like I'll have certain jokes and certain things that I say.
To the point where we get shout out requests for the
for stories that I say. And
Tell the Dead Pigeon song.
Yeah,
is one we get a lot.
And I start the show
song
story. I start the show the same way every time, which is, "Hi everybody, we're tired of fighting, and we are night dwellers," and that's.
Sorry, I thought we were going then.
Muscle memory, bang.
Like PTSD or something.
So when you're like using practice rooms to rehearse songs, do you also rehearse the patter in between, or do you just do
No. It just comes from every show, basically.
Yeah.
So I should do rehearsed patter because I've got such shit crack, and it comes out like when you get nervous in between songs.
Yeah, verbal diarrhea. Yeah.
You have to be careful, because when I saw We Are Scientists in like 2011, and they were in the middle of like a really long tour, and there's two of them at the front of the band that talk back and forth, you could tell it was all scripted. Like sometimes you can tell if they've scripted it ahead of the tour and they're just doing the same thing every night. Like we kind of do it, but it's it's natural. But like you have to be careful.
You've got the punchline, but like in between there's a bit more ad lib.
Like Nick will always mix it up. Do you know what I mean?
Like, and also with audience participation, I think there's a couple of songs that I've written where like there might be some like clap elements and stuff like that, but ultimately, like, I want people to listen to the songs rather than sort of concentrate on that kind of. Like, just like I want us to have that emotional connection. Yeah. And I think obviously you can do that and have audience participation as well, but I think that's the like it's funny. Me and the audience communicate through silence sometimes rather than sort of clap, so that like you got the attention, haven't you? Like we're locked in together in that moment, and that's sort of that's how we participate together. Yeah.
No, one of my favourite moments is like whether it's Us or Blame Yourself after a song and after the audience clap. That's maybe 3 or 4 seconds of silence as we all take a drink of water. It's so awkward. I love it. Yeah. it's just utter silence. And Nick's just drinking.
And that's because I don't put a mic in front of myself.
It's amazing.
We're talking about me doing backing vocals and stuff eventually, so I will have a mic eventually.
But Will pointed this out. He pointed out the reason, just like he was like after we sound check sort of thing, just like. He was like, have you noticed that after you sound check everything's just silent? And he's like, the reason that people that's because people have been listening so intently, and like we've kind of if we've done it right, we've got the crowd there, so they're just waiting to listen to the next thing. So that
is the reason though, because otherwise people are just chatting amongst themselves, not really concentrating on the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we do link a lot of songs in our set as well.
Yeah.
One to the other kind of thing.
Yeah. Cool. Next question we got from Nick. What do you think about busker nights in the Northeast? Are there too many?
I think there are some good ones and some bad ones. Yeah. But look, ultimately, you've got to cut your teeth somewhere as a performer, sort of thing, and just like, and I think they're fantastic ways to socialise, to meet new people, sort of thing, and it's just like, so I don't know.
I can't say I've been out the scene for 10 years.
Yeah, I don't do buskers nights anymore.
No, but that is where I first met you.
Yeah, well, it's where
now we have a
started.
podcast.
Yeah, it's where I started music, really. Like every Tuesday at the bar.
If I'm what? Sorry.
So every Tuesday at the bar. That was back in the day.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh. But if I'm figuring out a song, like I'll go to a buskers night sort of thing and just like and see what works and what doesn't work. And kind of. So that's all. So they are important. Yeah, but I think sometimes
you've got to have it's like what I loved about what got me into music, got me meeting people for the first time. It's like, but there was always there was a set group of people who used to go every single week without fail. And that's kind of like, it's where anyone starting out, you don't have a clue where, like when you first kind of thinking, oh, I'm going to start doing music. You think, where the hell do I go to kind of play live? The only real option is a buskers night. You go and ask to go on. I don't know there's many buskers nights out there now that have that consistent amount of people coming down every single week without fail to kind of play.
There is one I'm aware of that I haven't been to yet, which is naughty of me. I should go, but the Globe in Newcastle.
Yeah, I was about to.
That has like a really strong following.
Is that on a Thursday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I couldn't actually tell you what it is, but I know that they have a consistent, strong.
I did notice that one. I was tempted because I love the Globe,
and a bunch of bands have come out of it as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but my first few original gigs came out of a buskers night at what was it called? It was called the White Rooms. Plugged in.
Plugged in. Yeah, plugged in.
I remember I was a student and I was really hungover, and I went one time and I just sang, and they were just like, that was good. And then Nod from 27 Side Effects said, can you open for my band in a few? And I was like, yeah. And then that's one of the reasons that I'm in a band now.
They're very important when you're starting out. I remember I taught myself guitar in like January 2017 or something like that, and I did my first open mic night in June 2017.
Yeah.
And I sounded horrific. But I went every week, and then about another 6 months later, I started doing a couple of gigs here and there.
Yeah.
And it's a good start-up place.
Yeah.
It's weird to find good ones at the minute, though, because I feel like some of them are very cliquey. You go down, it's like, well, this group of people know each other, so you're the outsider now. Whereas it's tough to find the one where it's like everyone's really welcoming, and they do exist, but it's just tough to find the good ones. To
Johnny Boyle at Blues and Ball. Well, anyone he's involved in is usually really good. Yeah.
Yeah,
we've done the Monday one a few times.
I always want to go to the Monday one, but we're usually doing the podcast.
We're contributing to the music scene.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And then final question: do we need more original showcase nights in the Northeast?
Showcase nights can be a double-edged sword because it's kind of like a variety. It's usually a variety night sort of thing, and sometimes those things can be great, but sometimes they can also just be weird and not work. And
yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, but when they do work, it's amazing. It's just for some reason, this metal band and this ska band and this acoustic player and this indie band are all on the same night, and it's been fantastic. And you think this would never happen in any other way, but then sometimes it's just a bit rubbish.
That's the thing. That's going to sound really controversial, this, but I don't know if I would go do like a showcase night, because I wouldn't I don't think the people who go to the showcase nights are necessarily they're just starting out, which is great to bring the mates and stuff, but I wouldn't look at a showcase night because there's no there's just names. You don't really know who they are. I wouldn't go and think, oh, I quite fancy that. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else thinks that.
I get you. Sometimes you'd rather be like, oh, do you know what? Tired of fighting a playing at the Grove for £20 a ticket, rather than this band's playing for free around the road. Sometimes you do kind of pick names out with original acts. Yeah, and it's a bad thing to say as someone that's part of the music scene, but it's that kind of
and part
of you.
Also, sometimes on showcase nights it's kind of like, well, it's a showcase night, so we don't have to pay you.
Yeah, well that goes without question. Yeah. It's basically it's a fancy buskers night that you book in to get a slot. Yeah. With the band, that's basically what the showcase nights are.
Yeah,
pretty much.
But I mean, there's been showcase nights where we've been paid and it's been a gig sort of thing. Yeah. And just it's been really good sort of thing. But then I don't know. It's a hit and miss thing because obviously it's a bit random who's on anyway. So it's hit and miss. Yeah.
I quite like them because I like the idea of gigs that have like different genres on. Because I love loads of music, so like sometimes I don't just want to see like 4 metal bands or 4 whatever.
You want something a bit variety.
I wouldn't mind a metal band then like a rapper and then a ska band and then an acoustic. But that's just me being selfish. That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah.
You know, which is why I think when we put gigs on, it's like, oh, maybe get this person to support because it's
something different.
In fact, again, I remember, it just brings me back to one of my first gigs starting out. It was a Insane variety night at the 3 Tons, because you've all got to have a gig at the 3 Tons.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it was me, this ska band. I remember the guy's sideburns for the rest of the time. This proper like this punk band called Human Battery or Battery Human or something, like hardcore punk, like with this silly ska, and me with my acoustic guitar. Who I was very angry and visceral sort of thing, but it was just kind of like, it was strange, but it was cool. It was kind of like this wouldn't happen anywhere else sort of thing, but like, would I enjoy that as a punter? I don't know.
Yeah. It's for the bands rather than the audience in it. That's basically it.
But we were on
cobwebs in it.
Yeah.
We were on a variety night with oh god, what were they called? This was a blame. It was with a, what were they called? Like yard rock, something rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was this band that I never would have experienced in a million years had I not been playing this variety night. And it's just like, well, this is really cool.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Throw a couple of gems out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes it's work though with like the ska and you, because when I was in What About Eddie, we had you playing acoustic set.
That was
meant.
One of them was the Macarena that you mentioned before.
When Eddie supported Tired of Fighting. That was meant.
Oh yeah.
And that was like ska, punk, and then Tired of Fighting.
Yeah.
And we're like,
your graduation played that as well, so I think it was
we're
like
going like that musically that way.
Yeah.
But it just worked because like we were like, I'm sure. What About Eddie had been on this before? And when I was in them, it was just like I was just overplaying everything because I just wanted to be crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like this crazy ska technical punk stuff with like.
Didn't you say you had a whole tune of blast beats in a ska song?
No, there was one where I was putting blast beats in it. And Richie went, we can't do that. I went, shut up. I know we can do whatever we want. That's the beauty of it. But I like that kind of stuff. I love it when there's like cross-genre gigs.
I don't mind cross-genre gigs. It's just usually when like they're not very good.
You never really pull that.
I'm trying to say like a nice. I was trying to be like politically correct about it.
I like the ones that aren't shit. I like the good ones.
Yeah,
those gigs are good. Great.
We'll take a short break. We'll come back to part 3, and in the break we'll get 3 questions for next week's guest as well from you. Cool.
Yeah, we'll see you
there.
Baby.
We're back, baby!
Should we get like another one? So we're back baby for part 2 and then another one for part 3, or vice versa.
Oh, could possibly.
I missed the get off the stage.
Oh shit!
We had that like on our last one.
The stage.
Welcome back to Off Stage Podcast, part 3 of 4. Myself, Conor Michael. This is James Berry, and we still have Tired of Fighting. I don't know why I introduced that. I feel like whoever listens to the podcast wouldn't skip about 45 minutes in. just sure you've been listening to the first few parts. So yeah, part 3, it's straightforward really. Upcoming songs and shows. What is happening in this year?
We are releasing our new single Branches on April 6th, which we're very, very excited about.
Who's that?
So in fact, we're due to get the fully finished mastered version yesterday. Good. But it wouldn't load. He said he's done it, but it didn't load on the thing, so we're maybe getting it today. But we're very excited, and we're getting a video done for it, which we're very excited about. And we're going on tour from the 19th of April to the 28th of April.
What's the tour called?
It's called the Branching Out Tour. Because the song's called Branches. Literally, there's a band called Hideout from the Yorkshire-ish kind of area who are very good. You should check them out. But like literally, like within a day of each, like within like a week of each other, like they put like the branch out tour and we were the branching out tour. So like that's just like, oh god damn it. But never mind. It's okay. But so we are going to Rotherham, Derby, Norwich, London, Newport, Aberystwyth, Carlisle, and then hometown show, Trillions, free entry, April 28th. It's George's birthday. Come down.
Oh, it's a Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
What time is your gig on the Sunday?
7ish.
Don't know. General gig time.
Sorry, Will.
I do like filthies every midnight on a Sunday, but I might see if I've got nothing else on beforehand.
I've got a dubbies at 5:30. I'll have my guitar with us. I'm sure I'm sure there's somewhere in bloody Trillions I could store a guitar.
Yeah.
Oh well then.
On the stage.
I see what you do, yeah.
There we have it.
Play a song with us.
Dilling up some Tide of Fighting.
Yeah.
And we'll go.
We'll see.
Oh, that's cool. Just quickly going over the Branches song. You say it was Branches or
Branches.
Branches. Obviously, in a couple of parts ago, we were talking about how going back to the studio, you can put a bigger sound on it.
Yeah.
Is this one of them bigger sounds? Just one of the ones?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Will is our manager, and like we owe him so much. He's so cool. He does stuff that I just wouldn't be able to. Like he sorted all this tour out, sort of thing, and just like, but also like he's another pair of ears. So there's a quiet bit in this song, and we played him back, and he was like, "It's great, but it needs strings. I want strings on it because I think it would sound amazing." And we tried it, and it sounded shit. But what we did do instead was, well, actually, it's funny. In the recording process, the ending of the song was as it is, and then George, our producer, said, "I think I want some oohs and lahs in there." I was like, "Okay." So then I went on the mic, pissed about, and went, "All right, okay, we're ready to do a take." And he was like, "No, that was the take. You've just done it." I was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Well, can I layer it with stuff?" He was just like, yeah, go ahead. And I was getting my range for it. I was like, and in fact, he had to cut out me saying something like that, but we'll figure it out later. And he was like, "No, those are the layers. We've got them." And then I was like, "Okay." So then we were figuring out what should we put in to this quiet bit, and I was like, "Well, let's do the melodies for the oohs and the lahs in this other instrumentation over the quiet bit." So this bit that was never supposed to be in a song suddenly became the melody in this other bit, and it's just, and it was the fact that we worked with this producer that this happened, and also the fact that we have our manager who cares about our music that says this needs this bit in, that has totally changed the song and made it into the thing that it is.
That's cool.
Which I think is very cool.
It's very cool. It's
100%.
it's like a teaser for the next bit. It's so subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously you can tell it's there, but there's like these big piano notes underneath where the chord changes on the guitar, and then this like little very, very light synthy melody.
Yeah.
But it's the vocal melody, what's coming. Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Mint. I like oohs and lahs as well.
Yeah.
It's in every one of my songs now.
Yeah.
It's because when I do it solo with the loop pedal, I build it up on the second mic as well.
Yeah.
But I feel like I overdo it.
I prefer oohs and lahs than like synths and stuff. Maybe it's because I haven't spent much money on like actual good synths.
Yeah.
Oohs and lahs, and it's just like it's a proper kind of, you get through like a good mic, and it just like it sounds really proper blaring out.
Yeah.
Full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I seen you advertise the Branches tour the other day.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing it, and I just thought you called it Branching Out Tour because you were going to different places.
Yeah.
It makes a lot more
But
sense
it's all-
now.
yeah.
Tell you what, some clever marketing tactics. Yeah, that's cool. So, who did you say was helping you support that tour as well? What were they called?
Oh no, that was just another
Was that
band
just
that
a
had
different
a that just so happened to have a very similar name to her at the same time. But speaking of just underground music in general, I've been checking out the bands that are supporting us, and just like they're really, some of them are really good. Oh, so
Are you allowed to say who they are?
yeah,
give them shout-outs.
probably.
Probably.
I've forgotten some, but sorry. But Derby's going to be really good because Know You. They're going to be playing that in Derby with us with a band called Darlin, who are mint, and Maxwell Avenue, who are mint. In London, we're playing Signature Brew, which I'm very excited about, and a band called Open Palms are opening for us, and they're amazing. Like, I checked them out, and they're really, really good. And that's all I can think of at the minute. I think there was
is there one called Anywhere?
No, that's a Battle of the Band that we're doing.
Oh.
Do you have it advertised where the support acts are, or is it just
not yet? I don't think so. No, but basically, underground rock music is in a really healthy place, and there are lots of bands that you've never even heard of that are incredible. Basically,
all the support bands are mint, so we have to be even better than we normally are. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So
I had that issue last year. Did a gig in Sunderland where I thought it was going to be alright, and then my support act was much better. So that was a horrible gig for me. But James loved it.
Yeah. That was actually my favourite gig. I'm not gonna lie.
There you go. Proper outdone. No, that's really cool. So how do you guys prep for a tour then?
We don't know.
We've only really done like weekenders before.
Yeah.
Where, you know, we used to play like a lot, and now we try and space our local shows out a little bit.
Yeah.
And do like weekenders semi-regularly. So we'll try and like get a practice in if we can.
Yeah.
We'll normally like just happen chance to have like a local show not long before we do like a weekender. We've never done anything like this before, like 10 days in a row. So we've got like 2 days off. But yeah, like 10 nights in a row. So we don't know. Any tips?
Not a clue. Mine technically wasn't a tour according to Half the North East.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Yeah. I was gonna make some t-shirts about doing like James Berry the UK tour, but on the back was gonna have the globe. The one date.
Oh, it should have been James Berry's tour around the globe.
The globe. Yeah,
the globe
works.
Still time, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Only got a month and a half to the gig.
The big tour.
Yeah.
Tour around the globe. But it's just me kind of go, so this is upstairs.
This is the toilets.
That's, oh my god, that's it, James Berry's tour around the globe.
Yeah.
First night upstairs, second night downstairs.
Oh yes, there we go. We've sorted it.
Third night just busking outside the door.
Yeah. But I'll have to end every set with rockin' all over the globe.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
definitely.
like it.
There's so many things you can do with that.
I'm just planning it now. Just stay tuned, folks. Tour club.
In case James hasn't actually advertised it, 13th of April, the Globe, Newcastle.
Yeah, I'm playing 13th of April.
Yeah. So yeah, other than the band supporting yourself, is there any local artists you want to give a quick shout out to that people should go check out? Other than Blame Yourself.
Apart from Blame Yourself, obviously. I really love a band called Lull.
I was going to shout out loud.
We could all shout out.
Kev.
We'll do it together.
It's a loud shout.
Ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3.
Lull.
They're fantastic. Like,
They are.
The sound, it's like the sound like Title Fight, but like, just class.
Yeah.
Absolutely class. And they're all like fantastic people and fantastic players. And Johnny from Grey Palm, they're another good band.
Oh yeah,
He's a guitar player.
And
like,
Johnny is he needs to stop it because he's good at everything. He can sing, he can play bass, he can play guitar. And
he's probably good at drums as well.
Yeah, and he's also an incredibly lovely human being. So he's making us all look bad, and he needs to stop. Same with Sam Avery. Sam Avery's another person that can just do everything and is good at everything, and he needs to go away.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's my shout out, Will. And Saint Burrian.
Yeah, oh, that's so good.
Just get better and better.
Okay, my shout out. Okay, Cat, Hive Mind, Ruled by Raptors. They'll always be bands that I really do to my heart, sort of thing. Because I think they're just amazing bands. Who else do I really like? New Fang are a great band who not enough people know about.
Holding Out.
Holding Out are great. No, you were brilliant. Head Cage are brilliant. Oh my god, they're really good.
Dutch Elm. I'm a big fan of Dutch Elm.
Ellen. Oh, her vocals
Ellen,
are crazy. She's so good.
She's got a new band.
I keep hearing about that show.
That looks like really good as well.
There's a lot of good bands.
Yeah, don't feel like you have to name them all.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one just mean like one or two.
Except one of those like the like post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
This is all
Star
the
Wars
bands.
things.
It's like, yeah.
Shallow, another amazing band who,
Have we played with them? I don't
We're going to be playing with them.
going to. Sweet.
on September the 7th at the Clooney, if you'd like to come to that, well, Clooney too, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
So minus. Clooney.
Other than LOL, I'll shout out Mr. Bigfoot. We're playing the Battle of Bands with them. They're a great band.
Yeah. Mint. Cool. And then finally, just give yourself a bit of plugged promo. What are your socials for people to come and give you a follow?
We are tired of fighting, I think, on everything.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
Right. Easy that way, innit?
Yeah.
We are at Off the Stage UK on everything except Twitter. That's at Off the Stage 2. Drop us a follow. Drop these guys a follow. Thank you very much for coming down, guys. Final question: what are you going to play for us for part 4?
I'm going to do an acoustified version of Branches. Yes. Our new single out April 6th.
Yeah.
Promote
Save the
synergy.
date. Brilliant. Yeah, we will see you for that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you very much. See you again next week.
My whole body hurts. My back is made of string. My tessellating parts are sick of everything. I wish that I was thin. I wish that I could flex. I wish that I could see outside of myself. I wanna feel alive within reason. I wanna know if you're in love, but I'm scared to lift an egg. I wanna be a mess, deconstructed and distressed. Oh, I wanna be an ecstasy. Yeah. I light a candle on my windowsill. Now I'm forever incomplete. And at a revolution bar and grill, I took the weight off of my feet. I drank till I could not sit still, until my dope sickness subsides. I wanna feel alive within reason. I wanna know if you're in love, but I may not like the answer. All I know is I'm a mess, deconstructed and distressed. With you everything is ecstasy. Branches overlapping, and underhanded, complex and in control. It so happens the circumstances are built on chances, they're out of our control. Abandoned, feral in fractions, blissfully entangled, we like to lose control. And so it goes, how it often goes. The feeling dissipates, it decomposed, and so it left me to fight my foes. It could have stayed.
thought it owed me. And so it goes, how it often goes. The feeling dissipates, it decomposed, and so it left me to fight my foes. I was hoping it would stay. I thought it owed me that courtesy, so I could be a mess, deconstructed and distressed, so I could be in ecstasy. I light a candle on my windowsill. Now I'm forever incomplete.